This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. The next match here is a WrestleMania rematch. It's CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. They'd been feuding for several months, including Punk tormenting Mysterio in front of his wife and children. They wrestle at WrestleMania. Of course, Mysterio wins, and that allows him to, or avoid rather, the step where he would be forced to join Punk's stable, the Straight Edge Society. And it's worth mentioning, whenever he inducts members into the society, he shaves their head. But of course he keeps his hair himself. And you see that with the rest of his crew, including Doc Gallows here. Talk to me a little bit about this match, man. They get plenty of time, 15 minutes, 57 seconds. I liked the match. I don't know that Mysterio's ever had a bad match, or I can't remember any. 3.5 stars here. Meltzer would even call it a good match. There is an interesting moment in the match where, when it looks like Rey's got the upper hand, a chair slides into the ring. The ref is distracted to go take care of the chair. And as he's doing so, Joey Mercury, with a hoodie on, attacks and flattens Rey Mysterio on the floor. That allows Punk to save the win and his hair. And then he celebrates by sitting in the barber's chair, which is now not going to be used. Pretty cool match. Two really capable performers and a nice little bit of storytelling. I liked it. What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was very good. Very good match. And about halfway through there, or 2/3 of the way, there was a spot where Serena and I think Gallows got involved, and the referee threw them out, which was a big pop. You had more match. You're thinking, okay, Rey's going to have to win this thing. It's just 1-on-1. And then you had the spot where Joey Mercury rolled out. He shoved the chair in the ring as the referee was getting it out. He did something to Rey on the floors, big. Followed up by Punk. Really well executed screw job. And Punk moved on. He got some good heat off of this match. I think even though Punk had a percentage of fans that liked him, nobody is going to go into a match with Rey Mysterio, and, be the babyface. People love Rey, and they loved him this night. That's for sure.
Really good stuff. It's fun to see sort of early CM Punk before he was the top guy, and get plenty of time here on pay-per-view. I do feel like we should maybe mention, the Joey Mercury piece. You mentioned it was well done, and I thought so too. Joey Mercury's a guy who's been, a lightning rod of controversy in the last year or so, but you ran a lot of roads with Joey Mercury, and I've heard a lot of people refer to him as one of the more underrated trainers in WWE. What are some of the finer points of Joey's contributions to wrestling, in your opinion?
Well, Joey was a tremendous worker. He was great with Morrison and Molina. They had a great gimmick. They really did. They had a great gimmick. And then Joey, as far as mechanics of a match, you put him, with Jamie Noble, and they could sit down and they could figure out how to cure cancer. I mean, that's how smart those two guys are. And Joey, technically, no matter what you put on his plate, he could pull it off. He was fantastic. Once Joey got in that producer spot, and he was part of J&J. Now we're skipping ahead years now.
Sure.
But I'm just talking about the evolution of Joey when he came back and he started wearing too many hats more than once. And Joey will tell you that I looked at him and he had that shell shock look. He was being overwhelmed. He was put in that position of pleasing the boss, dealing with top talent, having to be talent, and being involved with maybe as many as 5 segments on a show. That's a plateful. And I used to look at him and would be making a trip, and I would say, Joey, don't get overwhelmed. You look like, to me, the deer in the headlights. You're starting to get overwhelmed. And as it shook out, he was. And some guys can handle doing both, being talent and like being a producer. And some guys can handle it. Some guys it's just too much for. And it became too much for Joey. And, it was not a happy ending. And I'm sorry to see that too.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.